Have you ever woken up, looked outside the window, and wondered where all the time went? One moment you're chasing after kids, running to work, juggling 10 things at once, and then suddenly, life slows down. Some days, it's a blessing. Other days, it can feel like something's missing. Not just the hustle, but the little sparks of joy that used to fill your day without even trying. But here's the beautiful truth: joy doesn't fade with age, it just changes shape. And sometimes, all it takes is a small shift in how we start our day, how we treat ourselves, how we choose to live each moment. That's what we're diving into today: 7 simple, powerful habits that can help you fall in love with life all over again, no matter your age. This isn't about pretending to be young again or chasing after what's behind you. It's about embracing who you are now, with more wisdom, more freedom, and more time to enjoy the things that truly matter. And it starts with the tiniest daily choices. So, let's ease into the first one together. One of the most overlooked, but truly transformative habits, is something incredibly simple: starting your day with stillness. Not rushing to check your phone. Not turning on the TV or jumping straight into chores. Just 5 minutes, eyes closed or open, sitting by the window, or maybe on your porch with a warm cup of tea. Let your breath settle. Listen to the birds, the wind, the rhythm of your own breathing. You'd be surprised how grounding this can be. When we reach our 60s and beyond, our bodies might slow down, but our minds? They're often still racing. Worries about health, family, the future. But by giving yourself that pocket of calm first thing in the morning, you set the tone for the whole day. It's like watering a plant: the roots stretch deeper, and everything else grows stronger. Once you've created that gentle space in your morning, it becomes easier to move into the next habit: nourishing your body with joy. And no, I don't mean jumping on the latest diet trend or cutting out everything you love. I'm talking about reconnecting with food in a way that feels good, not restrictive, not stressful, just thoughtful. Maybe it's taking a few extra minutes to prepare something fresh: a colorful fruit salad, a warm bowl of oatmeal, or even a slice of toast with avocado and a pinch of lemon. Let yourself enjoy it fully, without distractions. Taste the flavors. Feel the warmth. Eating becomes more than just fuel, it becomes an act of self-love. Our digestion tends to slow down as we age, and sometimes that can affect our mood, our sleep, even our clarity of mind. But when we eat foods that support our body, fiber-rich vegetables, whole grains, healthy fats, we feel more alive, more energized. And when we eat with intention, not just habit, it becomes a moment of gratitude instead of a chore. And speaking of energy, that brings us to something many of us forget as we get older: how much joy can be found in gentle movement. Not the kind that exhausts you, but the kind that connects you back to yourself. A short morning walk. A few stretches while the kettle boils. Even swaying to music in your living room. Movement doesn't have to be a workout. It can be a dance. A release. A reminder that you're here, you're breathing, and your body still has rhythm, no matter your age. The more we move with kindness, the more we invite vitality back into our days. Now that we've touched on the power of stillness, nourishment, and joyful movement, let's keep going, because there are more habits that can help you fall in love with life again, one beautiful day at a time. It's funny how something as simple as moving our bodies can shift our whole mindset, isn't it? One minute you're stiff and sleepy, the next, after a short walk or a gentle stretch, you feel more awake, more grounded, more you. And once your body is in motion, it becomes easier to open up to other kinds of movement too: movement of the heart, the mind, the spirit. That brings us to something that can light up your entire day, yet takes barely any time at all: meaningful connection. Now, I'm not talking about big social gatherings or busy phone calls, unless that's what fills you up. I'm talking about those small, quiet moments of real connection. A chat with a neighbor as you water your plants. A call to a dear friend just to say hi. Even a handwritten note slipped into a grandchild's backpack. Human connection is like sunlight for the soul. And as we get older, it's easy to feel like the world is spinning a little faster without us. Kids grow up, friends move away, people get busy. But the truth is, even the tiniest acts of reaching out can remind us, and others, that we still matter, deeply. That our presence brings warmth. That we have stories to share, laughs to give, and wisdom that no one else can offer. It doesn't always have to be with people either. Connection can also come from spending time with something that brings you joy, a pet, a garden, a favorite book. When you give your attention to something or someone you love, even for 5 minutes a day, it fills you with a quiet kind of happiness that lingers long after. And once we begin to nurture that joy, it opens the door to something equally powerful, curiosity. Yes, curiosity isn't just for the young, it's one of the best-kept secrets to staying mentally sharp and emotionally alive at any age. When was the last time you learned something new, just for the fun of it? It doesn't have to be anything complicated. Maybe it's trying out a new recipe, listening to a podcast, watching a documentary, or even learning a few words in another language. Not because you have to, but because it makes you feel something, engaged, excited, a little more awake. The world is still full of wonder, no matter how many years you've lived in it. And the more we feed our curiosity, the more we realize how much we still have left to explore, not just out there, but within ourselves too. Sometimes, even just shifting the way we look at things can change everything. That's where gratitude comes in, not the kind that's forced or over the top, but the quiet kind that bubbles up when you start noticing the little things. The sun filtering through the curtains. The way your favorite song makes you smile. That feeling of slipping into cozy socks on a chilly morning. These aren't grand moments, but they're the threads that weave joy into everyday life. When you end your day, or even pause during it, and say, "Today, I'm thankful for," it doesn't just make you feel good. It actually rewires your brain to focus on what's working, what's beautiful, what's enough. And when you make a habit of that, joy stops being something you chase and starts becoming something you live. Let's keep following that thread, because life still has so much beauty to offer, and we're not done uncovering it yet. There's something deeply comforting about realizing that joy doesn't always have to come from the big things. In fact, some of the richest happiness often shows up in the quiet, ordinary moments, the ones we almost overlook. And once we've started to build those small daily habits like stillness, nourishment, connection, curiosity, and gratitude, something shifts inside us. We begin to feel more in tune with ourselves, more present in our lives. And from that place, it becomes easier to embrace one of the most powerful habits of all, letting go of what no longer serves you. At this stage in life, you've already carried so much. Responsibilities, expectations, roles you had to play, parent, partner, provider. And while many of those things have brought purpose and love, some of them may have also brought weight. Guilt. Regret. Pressure to stay busy or productive all the time. But here's the gentle truth, you don't have to carry all of it anymore. You get to choose what stays and what goes. Maybe it's a habit that drains you, a routine that no longer fits, or even an old belief like "I'm too old to start something new." Letting go doesn't mean giving up, it means making space. Space for peace. For play. For a lighter, freer version of you. You might start small. Maybe it's saying no to something out of obligation and saying yes to a quiet afternoon instead. Maybe it's forgiving yourself for something that happened years ago. Or even clearing out that corner of the house you've been avoiding, just to feel a little more open and unburdened. And in that open space, something beautiful happens, you start making room for self-compassion. Which brings us to the final habit, speaking to yourself with kindness. It might sound simple, even obvious, but it's something so many of us forget to do. Think about it. If a friend came to you feeling tired, unsure, or a little down, you'd never respond with criticism or judgment. You'd listen. You'd offer comfort. You'd remind them of how strong they are, how far they've come. So why not do the same for yourself? Start noticing the way you speak to yourself in those quiet moments. When you make a mistake. When your energy is low. When you forget something or feel behind. And instead of saying, "What's wrong with me?" try saying, "It's okay. I'm doing my best." And that's enough. Because it is. You are enough. We spend so much of our lives pushing ourselves to meet expectations, some from others, some from ourselves. But this chapter of life? This is your chance to soften those edges. To look in the mirror and see not just wrinkles or age, but a story. A journey. A person who has lived, loved, struggled, and kept going. And that deserves celebration. Not someday. Not in hindsight. But now. So if you take anything from today's conversation, let it be this: joy doesn't come from chasing after what's missing. It comes from honoring what's already here, your breath, your body, your heart that keeps showing up every single day. These 7 habits we've explored? They aren't rules. They're gentle invitations. To pause. To smile. To feel alive in this moment, just as you are. If this video brought you a little comfort, a little hope, or even just a warm feeling inside, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What brings you joy these days? What small habit has made a big difference in your life? And if you'd like more videos like this, gentle conversations, practical advice, and little reminders that life can still be beautiful after 60, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us grow this lovely community of kind, wise, wonderful souls. Here's to waking up each day with a soft heart, an open mind, and a quiet joy that never fades. Because no matter your age, you deserve to love your life. Deeply. Fully. And joyfully.